Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Bhavya Astro. And as promised, today we'll be doing a very interesting topic of how to know which is the most activated house in this entire lifetime. Before we move on with the informative session on this specific topic, do subscribe and like the channel. Most of us might be wondering that the kind of lifestyle we live, or else the kind of life which we are living, isn't meant for us. There should be something different, some spark, a different kind of a routine happening. For housewives, they might be imagining that they could pick up some kind of a job, or else, do something which is different. For a person who's working 9 to 6 daily in a regular job, might be wondering that why is it that I can't have a very, settled, calm life with family. A person who does a lot of travel might be getting exhausted with that, as in, why exactly do I need to do that? Wherein the others are resting, I am the one who needs to always move, travel, too much of stress. A person who's learning and always learning might be thinking, when is it going to end? So today I'll tell you how exactly you could come to know which is the most important house which is activated on your chart and the results what you would be getting as per that. To know that, you need to get into the KP astrology section. So whenever you're doing your chart, whichever software you're using to make your chart, you need to get into KP astrology old. After getting into it, after getting the chart, you will need to get into Nakshatra Nadi, the page Nakshatra Nadi, or else you can also get into house significations. So once you either have Nakshatra Nadi, I'll post it for you so that you can understand how the page looks. Once you have house significations and Nakshatra Nadi, either of them, both will work. Once you have this, you will understand what your life is. Now let me run you through, and I'll try to, blend the previous video information in this, which we did for career, the 10th house of career, so that you understand how you can go ahead and utilize this. Okay. At times, you would see that there are different houses which are activated on your chart multiple number of times. Like, for example, you will see there are a lot of numbers like 1, 5, there will be a 2, a 12, 11. Then you will see those numbers repeating in the house significations for another planet. Then you would also see that those numbers are following a pattern. Like there would be a 1 which is showing many a number of times. There would be a 4 which would be showing, like Mercury would be showing 4, Saturn would be showing 4. So you need to do one thing. You need to start counting. You will count all the ones. You will make a note. Okay, fine. I have 15 ones overall in the house significations. You start with Sun and you will go down to Ketu. Okay. You will count all the houses which have been active. You will see all the planets. So the number of times they are activating each and every house. So say for example, you have Sun which is giving you a 2, 3 and a 4. So you will write 2 and you'll write 1 there. Then you come back to Moon. Moon is giving you a 2, 3 and 8. So you will write 2. This 2 come for the second time. The same way you will write the number of times overall the planet has gone ahead and activated those specific houses. Write all the numbers down. Like 2 has appeared 10 times, 5 has appeared 6 times, 11 has appeared 12 times, 12 has appeared 13 times. You can write all that, make a chart of all of them. Okay, number 2 has come this. Now, how would you understand what do I do with these numbers? For a person who has multiple ones which are coming, in the house significations or else the nakshatra nadi. You can refer to any of these pages. For a person who has number one coming multiple number of times, what would it indicate? It would indicate that this person is always interested with the self. This person is more of a self-centered, I would not say self-centered. For him, his image matters the most. Because here the first house that is a lagna. The lagna is so prominent, you might be seeing certain people, they need to look spick and span. Spick and span means even if they move out of their house, they will spend one eye in front of the mirror. Why? Because here they are so worried about their appearance that they need to look good. They need to look perfect. They will not bother about how their partner looks. They will not bother about any other thing. But they will only bother about the self. Here, why? Because if one has appeared a multiple number of times, say 10, 11, 12 is the number which has appeared the maximum number of times, then you can understand this person will be only interested in self-development. Whether it is spiritually, whether it is mentally, whether it is on a good note, a bad note, all depends upon where that one is getting connected with other houses. Say a person has number 3 activated, multiple number of times on the chart. Then what exactly will happen? Here, this person will be doing something related to communication. Something related to self effort. Third house is a house for your effort, right? So if third is activated the most on the chart, maximum number of times in the house, this person will be doing something related to communication, something online, something in which he has to put his effort always. Because here the third house is indicating. So if you have the one also active and the third also active, that means this person himself will be putting maximum effort in his life for everything. Say if you have the fourth house activated, this person will be very attached to the mother, very attached to the motherland, very attached to food, very attached to his bedroom, very attached to land and property related things, because fourth house is your property, your immovable assets, vehicles, buying property, selling property, into real estate. Say if you have the fifth house activated, this person will be with kids, always with their children, doing something around with their children, enjoying with their children. They will enjoy a lot in their life. Fifth house is a house for enjoyment, also for romance, also speculation. Lakshmi Sana, teaching, learning. Teaching will always be there. Learning will always be there. So you have the sixth house showing multiple number of times. Workaholics. Too much of work. Too much of work. Too much of work. Vyaya Bhava activated. 7,000 marriage will be disturbed. This is an example which I'm giving you. Whichever previous house is activated, say you have a very prominent sixth house. 14 times 6 has appeared on your entire chart. That means you have a beautiful career. And say if the seventh house only twice, what will happen? No marriage, or else very dissatisfactory marriage, or else clashes in marriage. Here, because the sixth is so active. Because Vyaya Bhava. Like for 1 it's 12, 2 it's 1, 3 it's 2, 4 it's 3. The Vyaya Bhava. Just go. The previous house will be the Vyaya Bhava. Now, if you have seventh activated the most, let's do 2 with 7 also. Say you have 2 and 7 activated the most on your chart. This person will be in a retail business. 2 is your daily income. 2 is your income, 7 is your daily income, the money coming in from the outer world, your business. 7 is also a spouse, 7 is also marriage, 7 is business, 7 is the outer world, the partner, the other person, because it's opposite from your first house. So if you have 7 activated a lot and you even have 2 at a good number of times coming in your chart in your house significations, then is where you see this specific person is doing everything related to the 2 and 7 combination, means daily business. If you have 8 active, either you will see, if multiple number of times you see 8 active, which is a little sad if you have a lot of 12s also active on your chart. So somewhere this person is either going into, you know, too much of depression. He has too much of pain which he's going through, too much of grief, too much of, turmoil going on which he cannot take it. Or else the person is in a panic. Or he's in the oil and gas trade. Or anything in which he needs to dig down, deep down. Or in a trade which is related to maybe Saturn, because that's the Karaka for your 8th house. That's the reason why all the grief and the pain comes in when you're not following the 8th house. Your 8th house is active, but you're not following the 8th house, what it demands. Now, say if you have your 9th house active, okay, so you'll be into too much of religious stuff. You'll be following your father. Bhagya is with you, the 9th is active at maximum number of times. You'll be having a lot of long distance journeys. Not international, maybe interstate. There'll be teaching involved because it is Jupiter's house. There's Bhagya involved, money will come in because it is the Trikona house. If 10th house is active, again career, a very career oriented person. All about work, work, work. That's the 10th house active. This is what I want to be, and this is what I have to be, and this is what I should be in life. So if you have the one also involved over here, this is like, this is me, and this is what I want to be. Where? Not in my family, not in my spouse's eyes. This is what I want to be. This is what I want my boss to feel about it, about me. And this is what, or this is where I need to reach in life in terms of job. 10th house. 11th house, this person will be involved with always large groups. Elder brother should always be in touch with your elder siblings. 11th house, 11 siblings. Always some social gatherings, too much of society, socializing with people. 11th house. So it doesn't matter how the 11th house is, but if it's connected with any of the other houses, it's going to give gain to that house. If you have a 4-11 combination, gain through properties. If you have 5-11, gain through children. 7-11, gain through spouse. 9-11, bhagya or bhagya. 9th house is 11 through 11. So is bhagya through bhagya. Say if you have 12th house active, either you'll be the one who will be having not even a single penny left at the end of the day. Even after making those millions of dollars, you have nothing saved. The closing balance is always zero. Or else you'll be somebody who will be well settled abroad. Or else you'll be somebody who will be in the import-export business, or else something in which foreign trade is connected, because the 12th house takes care of your foreign trade. Or else you have be somebody who's connected to asylums, to jails, in some way, good or bad depends upon you. Now, wherever you see on the chart multiple number of times 8 and 12 is getting activated. Whenever you see multiple number of times 8 and 12 is getting activated, that calls for a little bit of caution. For all those who do not know which are the houses activated, how does my lagna look, how does my chart look, what are my Ashtaka Varga scores, do get in touch with us. so that we can understand your chart and explain it to you so that you can follow these thumb rules. Whichever house shows up its prominence and shows that it's coming up multiple number of times. Say your fifth house comes 15 times. You'll be the one having multiple romances. Now, if it's going to be good or bad, you will have the dasha which will be indicating 1, 5, 11, sorry, 2, 5, 11. If you have multiple number of times 7 coming up, or 1, 7, 11, regular gains through business. This is what a planet would do when it comes in the form of a dasha. Planets do not directly come to you and say, okay, fine, I'm Mercury, and here am I, this is my dasha. No, it would activate a specific house. Say you're struggling to go abroad, but you don't have the 12th house much activated on your chart. You have all the fours activated. You have 15 fours activated on your chart, and you're trying to go abroad, wherein your 12th house is activated only once or maybe twice. So don't pitch in for something which is not destined for you. If that's not happening, if a specific house is scoring less, say for a person who wants to travel, but they've made this in their head that we want only international travel. But for some reason, the 12th house is just coming for a couple of times, you could say like 2, 3, 4. But the third house and the ninth house is like 14 times, 12 times. So the person needs to accept it. That I'll have more of, travel within the country rather than being after something until and unless you have the dasha in which your 12th house is going to be active, is prominent. If you have your 11th lord going 12th, if you have your second lord going 12th, if you have your fourth lord going 12th, that means even if your 12th house is not coming many a number of times, automatically at that time that will get activated. So I hope you have enjoyed the video and liked today's session. Thank you so much for watching. Do get in touch with us for your complete chart readings as well as your one question chart readings, so that we can help you out understand what exactly your chart is, what's the dasha going on, what's the Ashtak Varga, what is stored in future, all these things. Thank you for watching. God bless you.